Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Oaks Countdown on DRFTV. I'm Nicole Russo, joined by Dan Illman, and the big news this weekend as we head ever closer to the Philly Classic on the first Friday in May is that Secret Oath will take on the boys in the Arkansas Derby. As we look at the current point standings toward a spot in the 14-horse Kentucky Oaks starting gate, Secret Oath, obviously the points leader off 2 stakes victories at Oaklawn. Her heading to the Arkansas Derby, really an interesting development. And the decisions her connections make with her moving forward, should she move forward into the Kentucky Derby, continue facing males instead of going to the Oaks, really the potential to be the biggest factor in this race in the final weeks leading up to the Oaks, Dan.
And we talked about it a little bit last week, Nicole, as we peruse this list. Mr. Lucas has really everything to gain and nothing to lose by taking an opportunity against the boys in the Arkansas Derby, especially after Oho pulled off a bit of a shocker and threw the entire division down there in Arkansas in disarray. Secret Oath is obviously very talented. If she doesn't perform well against males, she has the points to get into the Kentucky Oaks. So things are moving in the right direction for Secret Oath. It's nice to have a talented filly this time of the year, especially when the 3-year-old males in your region are underperforming, arguably, and especially in a Baffertless Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, so Secret Oath's decision is really going to be a major storyline for this Oaks. Another storyline that I've been following involves the filly who's right up there in 5th on the points list, kind of with a guaranteed spot in the race, Shahama, the Dubai-based filly with a royal pedigree. She's undefeated thus far, is shipping to trainer Todd Pletcher to target the Kentucky Oaks. She will be coming in off a layoff, but I think her presence going to add a lot of intrigue to the race.
You're absolutely right. Shahama has been brilliant in her career, 4 for 4. She's a half-sister to Lookin' at Lucky. And as we take a peek at her most recent start, you don't win easier than this, folks. Here she is in Dubai just cruising on the outside, and she's asked to run about a furlong and a half to go. And once she is asked the question, she draws away. Now, what I wonder, Nicole, and I'm curious about your opinion on this, a lot of times we see these Dubai-based runners and they come over here and they find it very difficult to cope with the faster-paced races in North America. I'm curious to see if that will adversely affect Shahama, who has shown good tactical speed in Dubai.
Yeah, I like her tactical speed. I like that she seems to be able to be placed in the race wherever they want her. She certainly has, the American sort of dirt speed based pedigree to come over here. She's by the Hot Sire Munnings, as you mentioned, a half to Preakness winner and 2-time champion Lookin' at Lucky, also a half to the graded winner Kensei. She was a 2-year-old in training purchase last year at OBS with a pretty nice breeze, has gone over to Dubai to win all 4 of her starts to date after taking the UAE 1,000 Guineas trial and the 1,000 Guineas. That win and the UAE Oaks that we just watched where, she was placed nicely, loomed up on the outside, and then finished full of run, I thought. And the interesting thing about that race is it's at 1 mile and 3/16. That's the Preakness distance. That's farther than they'll run in this last round of Kentucky Oaks preps. I think it's very interesting that she has that under her belt, even though, as we said, the plan is to train her up to the Oaks off a long layoff.
And with Todd Pletcher's Nest, he has 2 fillies that have the pedigree and ability to get a distance of ground. Nest, of course, has already won at the Kentucky Oaks distance, the Demoiselle at Aqueduct, and was an impressive winner of her seasonal debut at Tampa Bay. So Todd Pletcher, all of a sudden, a major player on the Oaks Trail, 2 of the top 10 points horses trained by Todd.
Yeah, and Todd has 4 Oaks winners to date, including Malathot last year. A score this year would tie him with Woody Stevens, who has the all-time record with 5 Oaks winners. With a number of prospects in the top 10, as you mentioned. We'll have to see how he sorts these other fillies out for the upcoming prep races. And looking ahead on that calendar, we've got a couple of what could be key preps, especially the Fairgrounds Oaks coming up March 26th and 27th. The Fairgrounds Oaks, kind of has been a key prep, in recent years for the Oaks, and looks like a salty addition again this year. We'll expect to see Turner Loose, who's coming in off a win in the Rachel Alexandra there at Fairgrounds, facing the comebacking champion, Echo Zulu.
And all eyes will be on Echo Zulu, who is absolutely brilliant as a 2-year-old. Of course, she was the deserving 2-year-old filly champion of 2021. Capped off the season with a brilliant performance in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, but there have been some impressive 3-year-old fillies that have run this year. We'll find out if they've caught up to Echo Zulu from a physical standpoint. It's going to be a fascinating race and a very key race for the Kentucky Oaks.
Absolutely. And Echo Zulu with a big work this week toward her comeback. We'll talk a little bit more about Echo Zulu, how she's coming up to the race, and who she's going to face in that key prep in the Fairgrounds Oaks next week, right here on the Oaks Countdown.